Welcome back, Cules and football fans. We've got a packed update from Barcelona, and it's full of drama, injuries, and big decisions. Marcus Rashford's loan move to Camp Nou is already under review as the club considers cutting his stay short. Meanwhile, Hansi Flick has shocked the dressing room with his strong words about egos, sparking reactions from Pedri and Lamine Yamal. On top of that, Barcelona's injury list keeps growing. Gavi, Alejandro Balde, Frenkie de Jong, and even Yamal are all concerns heading into the next matches. And to add more fuel to the fire, Joan Garcia's controversial transfer from Espanyol is still making headlines. Let's break it all down. Marcus Rashford was part of the bomb squad that Manchester United were desperate to offload this summer. The Englishman rose through the ranks at Old Trafford and was once considered one of the brightest talents to have emerged from the club's academy. Things haven't gone according to plan of late, however. From registering the season of his life under former manager Erik ten Hag to falling out of favor under Ruben Amorim, Rashford saw his career go haywire in the span of 18 months. Marcus Rashford's career has taken yet another twist. The 27-year-old left Manchester United back in January, securing a 6-month loan spell with Aston Villa. After a fairly solid stint at Villa Park, Barcelona swooped in this summer, taking him on loan for the season. The deal reportedly includes an option to buy the England international next summer for around £30 million. However, new reports suggest that his stay at Camp Nou might not last the full season, with doubts already emerging about whether he will remain until the end of the agreement. Rashford has endured a slow start in La Liga. Barcelona wanted a cost-effective option to upgrade their attack this summer, and opted for Rashford. However, the player hasn't lived up to expectations since arriving in Catalonia. Rashford has featured in all 3 games for Barcelona this season, but only one of them was from the start. According to sources in Spain via the Manchester Evening News, the Catalans are considering an abrupt end to the loan deal in January. Interestingly, there is a provision in the contract to facilitate a premature departure, provided the La Liga champions are willing to pay a £4.3 million penalty fee. The report adds that Rashford's performances this season have reportedly forced the Barcelona hierarchy to contemplate such a drastic step. A final decision on the matter, however, will be made in the coming months, so the 27-year-old will have to step up his efforts if he wants to stay. Rashford is under contract at Old Trafford until 2028. Rashford is under contract with United until 2028, but is no longer part of Ruben Amorim's plans. No egos, because egos kill success. Last season we played as a team, as one unit, and we have to go back to this. If the headlines were due to be written about Barcelona dropping points against Rayo Vallecano, then they were quickly scrapped in order to make room for Hansi Flick's words. The comments reverberated through the Spanish press, with speculation rife over who exactly he might have been referring to. With the international break following their trip to Vallecas, the German manager gave the press something to chew over for a full 2 weeks. What did Hansi Flick say to the Barcelona players? Beforehand, Flick had locked the dressing door and delivered a similar message to the Barcelona players in Vallecas, albeit with some stronger language, report The Athletic. They say that multiple players felt the message was both needed and a fair one. Response from Barcelona stars. The reaction inside Barcelona has been quite interesting. Pedri, while on international duty with Spain, seemed to support Flick's view that the team must put more focus on the collective. But a day later, when pressed by reporters about what Flick meant, Pedri responded by saying, "That question is better for him," leaving things open to interpretation. Meanwhile, the club has intensified efforts to renew Frenkie de Jong's contract, which currently runs until 2026. Both Barça and the Dutch midfielder are eager to extend their partnership. In contrast, Lamine Yamal was more outspoken in his disagreement with Flick. He openly pointed to issues with egos in the squad and admitted he feels Barcelona aren't playing with the same intensity as last season, a remark he made after the draw against Rayo. Barcelona issues with the press. Above all, their work appeared to be lacking without the ball against Levante and Rayo. Barcelona's press was easily bypassed in Vallecas. Throughout the side, their pressure did not contain the same bite as it did last season. The departure of Íñigo Martínez, and above all his leadership, has also been suggested as a potential issue harming Barcelona in their opening games. The transfer of Joan Garcia from RCD Espanyol to FC Barcelona this past summer stirred up a lot of controversy, considering the bitter rivalry between the two clubs. The Blaugrana signed the 24-year-old goalkeeper by activating his €25 million release clause, with no direct negotiations taking place between the two clubs whatsoever. Garcia had earned a cult hero status at Espanyol, especially after his brilliant performances last season to help the Catalans stave off the threat of relegation from La Liga. As such, fans were furious about his decision to join Barça, for whom he is already excelling at the start of the season. Espanyol captain Javi Puado opens up on Joan Garcia transfer. Speaking in an interview with RAC1 Hat Tip Mundo Deportivo, current Espanyol captain Javi Puado discussed Joan Garcia's transfer to Barcelona while also answering whether he would consider making such a move himself. It's all understandable. Obviously, when you leave for your eternal rival, it doesn't feel good, but it's the player's decision. In the end, the player does what he thinks is best for his professional career, for his family, and to try to build a football career, he said. Joan Garcia felt that leaving, in this case to Barça, was the best option, and that's it. In the end, I don't think we need to dwell on it because it no longer affects us. Puado further revealed that he had never spoken to Garcia about his decision to join Barcelona, saying, "I've spoken to Joan Garcia, but not about the decision or anything because I've been with him for years. When I was in the first team he moved up and well, I've talked about other things honestly but not about his departure or anything." Continuing, he added, "I didn't say to Joan Garcia, no, don't go to Barça, go to another team. In the end, it's his decision and he makes the decision he thinks is best for his sporting life and his family, based on what he has said, and we can't get involved in that. I wish he had stayed with us for the whole year and for life. Well, obviously if he had to leave it would be better to go to another team, yes, but if he has decided on Barça, that's that." Puado would never consider Barcelona move. During the interview, Puado was asked about the hypothetical scenario of receiving an offer from Barcelona. His response was unequivocal as he said, "No, I won't go. Not for anything. Even if it were a very good offer? I hope I don't get the offer, but no. I'm at Espanyol, the club that has given me everything. I'm 100% sure I wouldn't leave. But I haven't received an offer. And I don't think I will, which is better. If Barça wants you, it's likely that another top team will want you too. I'm telling you how I feel right now, you know? Right now, I feel like I wouldn't leave." FC Barcelona played Rayo Vallecano last weekend without star midfielder Gavi, who had to sit out of the game after suffering a knee injury in training. There were concerns that the 21-year-old's fitness setback could be a serious one, as he had injured the same knee that had been operated on in 2023. However, those fears were put to ease, as manager Hansi Flick went on to claim that there was a chance for Gavi to return to action against Valencia after the international break. Gavi to miss Valencia game. However, according to the latest update from RAC1's Marta Ramon, the discomfort in Gavi's knee continues to persist and has still not fully eased up. As such, the Barcelona coaching staff is seriously considering not rushing him back into action when the team returns next week against Valencia. Thus, everything indicates that the Spanish international will miss the game versus Los Che, which will be Barça's first home match of the 2025-26 season. Gavi had an impressive showing during the preseason tour of Asia, but that did not translate into starting opportunities for him once the campaign began. Indeed, the 21-year-old star did not start the first two matches of the season, with Hansi Flick preferring Pedri, Frenkie de Jong, and Marc Casado ahead of him as options for the double pivot. It makes sense for Barcelona to not take any risks with Gavi's latest injury, considering that he has hurt the same knee which kept him out for a year not very long ago. Barcelona have had a tough week following their 1-1 draw against Rayo Vallecano, with manager Hansi Flick surprising many by calling out his players for being overly egotistical. Since it has been injury issues that have been concerning the German coach. In the aftermath of their clash with Rayo, left-back Alejandro Balde has suffered a hamstring injury, which will rule him out for around 3 weeks. Gerard Martin, now registered, is expected to step into his place. Gavi knee pain remains after a week. One of the players Hansi Flick would have liked to rely on in Vallecas was Gavi, but the midfielder missed out due to a knee problem. It's still unclear whether the issue is muscular or the result of a knock, but reports from RAC1 confirm that he continues to feel discomfort in his right knee. Because of this, Barcelona are expected to leave him out of the upcoming clash against Valencia as a precaution. As for Lamine Yamal, the youngster was forced off during Spain's game against Bulgaria with back pain. Although coach Luis de la Fuente insisted that Yamal would be fit to face Turkey after resting, Esser Catalunya revealed that the back problem is not new. In fact, he had already been struggling with it before Barcelona's match against Rayo, where he played the full 90 minutes. Training footage even shows a physio working on his back, highlighting that the issue has been lingering. Frenkie de Jong also withdrawn as a precaution. Meanwhile, at the same time the Netherlands drew 1-1 with Poland on Thursday, with Frenkie de Jong being replaced in the 82nd minute by Quinton Timber. Manager Ronald Koeman commented that it was a precautionary measure, as de Jong felt something in his glutes, as reported by MD. All in all, it's been a concerning few days for Flick, who is definitely without one starter against Los Che, likely without another, and he will be hoping he gets both Lamine Yamal and de Jong back in good condition too. So, Barcelona find themselves in a real storm, player doubts, injury worries, and Hansi Flick pushing his squad to put the team above egos. Will Rashford survive past January at Camp Nou? Can Gavi, Yamal, and de Jong recover in time to steady the ship? And how will the squad respond to Flick's tough love message? One thing's for sure, it's going to be a crucial few weeks for the Blaugrana. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Rashford's Barcelona move was a mistake? Until next time, Visca Barça.